Hi everyone, thank you for joining this live. How are you all doing? How is your Tuesday morning? Mine is great. It's a good morning here, 11 a.m. Yeah, I'm grateful for a new day. So thank you for joining this live. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, so get ready to engage and yeah, this is Winter's Daily Inspirations. Yeah, if you are coming across the channel for the first time, yeah, so it's about inspirational content, faith based content, things that will guide you, encourage you, strengthen you, challenge you in your walk of faith, and just basically our daily walk, those experiences or those things we encounter daily. So, thank you for joining and feel free to join again and again. But for this particular live, it's just gonna be an easy morning or just a fun morning to engage in words and that word that comes, you just see a word and you try to relate it to another word that first comes to your mind or that word you'd pair it with. So it's going to be fun and do well to like my live. Do well to subscribe if you haven't before. You wouldn't regret it. And also do well to comment and share. Otherwise, thank you for joining and for being here. Feel so much welcome and appreciate it. Yeah. So you can say hello on the chat, share where you are joining from, who you are, and many more. Yeah. So here we go. They're just a mixture of the random words. They could be easy, emotional words, easy words, funny words, biblical related words, and the list is long. So when you see that word, which word comes to your mind, and as we move on, so the faster we respond, the better, or the faster we move. So the first word is, it's a good morning, and if it's not a rainy season or a winter season, it should be a sunny morning or sunshine. So when you see sunshine, the word sunshine, what comes to your mind? Let's type on the charts as fast as we can. So if you get the response fast, we move on fast or to the next word. Yeah, that's it. Let's see. The word is sunshine. So what comes to your word if you just see the word? So many things can come through our mind. But for me, I would say when you see sun or the sun is shining, you think of warmth. Yes. You think of warmth. Apart from that, I can also think of light. Yes. Hi, Ametila. Your name is so long. How are you? Thank you for joining this live and for saying hi. How are you doing? Yeah, let us know and engage in the game. It's just connecting words. When you hear a certain word or when you see a certain word, what other word comes through your mind? And it's great to know you are doing good. Thank you for joining this live. So please feel free to participate or engage to make it fun and lively. So our first word is sunshine. At Amelita Manalang. I don't know if I've pronounced your name correctly. If you see the word or hear the word sunshine, what comes to your mind? For me, it's warmth, because I know when the sun is up, I'm going to enjoy warmth. Yeah, that's me. I don't know about you. And many others. So let's type. Yeah, there we go. This one should be very fast because they're very simple. Moving on to the next one. If you hear of a word like tea, let me say tea, what comes to your mind? Oh, it's good to know. Thank you for confirming the pronunciation. It was a long one, but it's great. So help us respond to the second one. If you hear of the word tea, this one, let me type it. What other word comes to your mind? Or the first word, just one. I know we think of different things, but I don't know. For me, I would say, okay, let's hear someone. Maybe let's wait and see if someone can respond first. Yeah, tea. For me, I would say morning, because most of the time we take tea in the morning. Of course, in the evening as well, but morning is the main the main time for taking tea. But another one that can also come through my mind is Kenya. Kenya is known for tea. We love tea. Yeah, and we have different words coming through our mind, or those first words that you can compare with them. Moving on, another word is, these are just simple and random words, but at times we come across them. Another one is family. Amelita Manalang, did you go or you are still there? I am still waiting for your response. Yeah, let's see who is typing first. This is not tea though. Yeah, so for me, if I hear of the word family, the first one that comes through my mind is, the list is long, but the first one is, I would say, peace. Yeah, but you can also say love, friendship, and many more, depending on how a family is to you or the setup. But these are just random words. You hear family, you think of love or peace or friendship or joy or safety. Yeah. But no one has typed, so we can wait a little longer. Yeah. Hi at Noba Jonas. Is that the right spelling? Your name seems to be difficult, but thank you for joining this live at, is it Norbert Jonas or Jones? I don't know. Please tell me the right pronunciation. How are you? Thank you for joining the live. Yeah, we're just having a good time. It's just a moment to have game activities. So I post a word, can be a simple word or a difficult word, but then you connect it with another word that comes to your mind first. Yeah. So it should be as fast as possible. Yeah. So we are at the third word. So we move on to the fourth one. And I pray that I hope you will stay for a little longer and respond to the fourth one. Yeah, but thank you for joining. Feel welcomed and appreciated. To the fourth word, I would say a word like music. When you hear of the word music, what comes to your mind? Yeah. There you go. That's the fourth word. Let's see how you can pair or link it with another word that comes to your mind as soon as you see the word or you hear the word. Let's see. Yeah, for me, many words, but when I hear of music, I think of maybe worship. Someone would think of maybe dancing or entertainment or praise. Yeah, so I'm sure we have different thoughts. So it would be so great if you all share all of them. Yeah, because no answer is wrong by the way. All the answers are correct. Moving on to number 5. If you see or hear the word smile, or if you see someone smiling, what crosses your mind? Smile. Where did everybody go? Anyway, the fifth word is smile. When you see somebody smiling, what comes through your mind? Or when you see the word smile, what would you want to link it with or pair it with, or that first word that I see smile and I also think of happiness. Yeah, that's me. I don't know about you. And if you're joining now, please like my live and do well to subscribe if you haven't before. Do well to share the videos and comment, and Yeah, you're in the right place. There's something for you, and thank you for joining. Join again and again. Yeah, and feel appreciated. So for me, when I see smile or I see the word smile or I see someone smiling, I would, the first word or the first thing that comes through my mind is this person is happy, or I would just compare it with happiness. Yeah, there you go. How about you? Let's see how many we respond, then we move on to the next one. I want to celebrate. I want to celebrate. Yes. Yeah, so another word is, I would say, hope. When you hear the word hope, what word comes through your mind? The fastest word that you think of. Maybe you type. That's actually the sixth word. Yeah. Yeah, moving on. If you hear of the word hope or see hope, for me, I think of future. Yeah, that's what comes through my mind first. Or the first word that I could think of, or that random word that I would just link with. Hope, future. Yeah, I don't know about you. Please type on the charts. Number 7. The list is long, but we have time. So feel free to to comment. Yeah. Next. To the next, number 7 is if you hear of a word like or see a word like maybe banana. Yeah. Which one comes to your mind? Yeah. This is the 7th one actually. If I see the if I see banana or I see the word banana, I would just think of, fruits. Oh yeah. Or apart from fruit, yeah, that's what would come through my mind first. But it depends whether it's green or yellow. But either way, we can move on to number 8. Number 8, if you hear the word peace, how can you connect it or link it with another word? Or which word comes to your mind? 8 is peace. Where is everybody? No, but where did you go with everyone? If you're joining just now, thank you so much. Please like this live and do well to subscribe to my channel if you haven't before. Do well to share about it and also drop a comment. It will go a long way. This is Quinta's Daily Inspirations. It's just here to inspire you, to encourage you, to challenge you, to the things that will just afflict your spirit on a daily basis. So feel free to like and subscribe and share and comment. It will go a long way. Yeah, so for me, if I see the word peace, I just think of calmness or calm. Peace, it goes with calmness for me. Let's see what others are saying. When you think of the word joy, what crosses your mind very fast? That's the eighth word. The eighth word. And hello, body piercing, save my life. I know you, and your name is long. Thank you for joining this live. Feel appreciated. Please drop a comment and like my live, by the way. How are you doing? It's been long. Yeah, so today just connecting words or associating words, or you see when you hear of a word, maybe body, what other word comes to your mind? What would you think of, or what would you like to pair it with? That's what you're doing. So at body piercing saved my life, please answer number 9. If you hear of the word joy, or if you see someone is very joyful, what word crosses your mind? So that should be the 9th word on the list. There you go. If I personally see the word joy or see someone is joyful, I'll think of celebration. It's time to celebrate. That's the first word that I would think of, or imagine. Yeah. And to the 10th word, courage. Courage. Please grabbing number 10. When you hear the word courage, which other word comes through your mind? And why, by the way? So you see courage, or you hear the word courage and just think of confident. Someone who's courageous, same as someone who is very confident. They're very sure about something. Or apart from that, I would also think of strength, or someone strong. You are courageous, you're strong, you have the strength, or you are confident. Yeah, those two. Mhm. We move on to the next number. Strength or courage or confidence. Yeah, I would say that. Then to number 11. 11th word. Mm, Yeah, I would say the word wilderness. That should be number 11. Excuse me. Yeah. You can drop your comment or your response on the chat. What do you compare wilderness with? Yeah. Sorry, my nose is running. Sorry about that. When I see the word wilderness, I think of testing. Yeah, testing. How about you? What do you think of when you see the word wilderness? Just for me, see someone is going through the wilderness. Yeah, that person is going through testing or trials. Yeah, I would say that. And another word is victory. That's number 12. Moving on to number 12. Yeah, when you hear the word victory, or yeah, what comes through your mind? I would say breakthrough, that someone has been granted victory. So I think of breakthrough or just overcoming something or success. All those, but the first that crosses my mind is breakthrough. Yeah. Share yours on the chats. Yeah, if you're joining just now, this is just a moment to engage in words that you hear them, or you experience them, or you see someone demonstrate them and you think of another word that could be similar or related to that. That's it. So feel free to type, feel free to comment, feel free to share your name and where you're joining from. But feel appreciated for being part of this live. It's an honor. Yeah. And so far we had Norbert, we had, yeah, a number of us had joined, and thank you so much. Keep joining and always join. If you see another live like this, or you see me post a short video, long video, a post that is just maybe a message, feel free to watch, feel free to comment, to share, and to like, and also to subscribe. It goes a long way. And by the way, if you haven't liked this live, do well to just tap your screen 2 times, like twice, or double tap, and that like goes a long way to recommend the live for the video. Yeah. Can move on to the next number 13. I think of number 13 and just have come across the word shepherd, or you've come across the word shepherd. What comes through your mind? Shepherd. Yeah, shepherd or mchungaji in Swahili. I think of a shepherd, you think of another word. There are so many. But for me, I would say just two. The first one is protection. You know, a shepherd takes care of his sheep or his flock or his cattle. So a shepherd, for me, I just think of protection and also guidance. A shepherd guides the flock or the cattle or the goat, whichever, to where they should be going. Yeah. Protection and guidance. Coming across another word that like grace. Grace. Which other word comes through your mind? That's the 14th one, by the way. 14th word is grace. Or you hear a name Grace, someone is called Grace, or you see someone called Grace, or you just hear the word itself, what crosses your mind? And do those people who are called Grace express the grace? Yeah. Yeah, the 14th word was grace. Me, if I hear grace, I think of mercy. Yeah, if you come across grace, think of mercy, cross, favor. Yeah, but the main one for me is mercy. I would say so. The 15th word, we are almost done. You get to number 20, we are good to go. Faith. Yeah. So if I see the word faith, I would think of trust. Yeah. faith, you can think of trust or belief, and yeah, there's so many more words that are connected to that, depending on how you see it for the first time or you just engage with the word. It's something that would come through your mind, and it happens differently to all of us. Yeah. To number 16. Yeah, think of a word like alarm. Alarm could mean, it has many meanings depending on who has just encountered the word. Yeah, the 16th word, let me just post it now. 16th. Hi, if you've just joined now, thank you. Feel free to like the live. And today's live was just about, you know, linking words or pairing words. You see, you come across a word for the very first time, or you hear it in a particular place, and there's another word that comes through your mind, so that you connect it or link it with the word. For instance, we've seen like 16 words so far, and when you hear the word courage, maybe you think of strength as well, or confidence. Or if you hear of the word wilderness, you think of maybe trial or hard time. You hear of the word family, you think of love. And we all do in different ways depending on the context of when we've heard the word. So we are on the 16th word, and we'll go up to 20. So the 16th word is alarm. When you hear of the word alarm, what comes to your mind? Yeah, so you can just type on the chats. Just a moment to have fun and just reflect on some random words. We meet them often, almost daily. But if you hear of the word alarm, personally, I think of an emergency, you know. whether it's the alarm clock, there's an emergency or an urgency to wake up, or an emergency. If you hear of an alarm, maybe there's someone is not safe somewhere, or someone needs help, someone is extremely sick. So it's either urgency or emergency. That's for me. How about you? You can type yours on the chat. Yeah, moving on to the 17th word. Then I could hear of a word like, maybe it's in the morning, but we hear of a word like a sweater, or let's say a jacket. Just a random word. Yeah, let's see how we interpret that word, or how we connect it or link it, whichever, or pair it. Or not even hearing it, but just seeing someone wearing it. It reminds me it's cold, especially if it's in the morning or in the evening, it's cold, or if it's a rainy season or a cold season. Yeah, can go on and on and on, but from 17th to 18th word, and just a few more, and we call it a day. If you hear of the word, you know, a word like heaven, on a serious note, heaven. Maybe we eat often or not often, depending on our environment. Well, for me, I just think of, if you hear of heaven, I personally think of rest, eternal rest, you know, eternal rest. I also think of that everlasting life, living forever. That's me. Just something eternal, something that cannot end. Mhm. Thank you all who have stayed active or who have stayed by since the beginning. Go to number 19, and then we call it a day when we get to The 20th word. Cross. Yeah. The 20th word is, the 19th word is cross. I think when I see the word or I hear the word, I just think of grace. Or cross would mean many things. You would think of someone should be crossing the road, or you need to cross something or two. But for me, I think of grace and I think of Jesus. So as we almost come to an end of this life, at every point we all have names. Like the same way you hear a word and you could also hear a name like Quinta. So you just should ask yourself, if someone hears your name like Quinta, or we had who, Norbert or David or Faith or Grace or Nancy and any other name, what can they compare with your name or associate with your name or link with your name? Yeah, that should be the question of the day, and it's also something to think about, so that if you have a name, I pray that it's paired or linked with something good, something positive, something that is admirable. Yeah, yeah. And the last word is blessing. This is the last word. When you hear blessing, the word blessing, or when someone says you are blessed, which other word comes through your mind? Yeah. Personally think of favor, because I'm favored and I'm blessed. I would say that, but people see it differently. Favor. Yeah. That's it for today, and there are like 20 words, right from the word sunshine to tea to smile to hope, faith to family, to joy, to courage, and to cross, to grace, to blessing. And there are 20 words and I know before each word, or we have several other words that we can pair with them, but the main thing here is just as we have a word and it can have so many words that relate to it. If we say love, you can relate it with so many other words. So just a challenge for today or for this particular life that we all have names, and there there's always an inspiration behind the name which we have no control about because we were given the names and we woke up, and the day we began to understand things, tulikuwa tunaitwa na majina yetu, we were being called by our names. And is someone calls me Quinta by my name, which other word can that person put before my name or in front of my name? Just like you hear of family, you hear of, think of love, think of peace, think of safety, friendship, warmth, and endless. The list is endless. So if someone hears of Quinta, what can they relate to me? To my name? I pray that is something positive, something that is inspiring, it's something that is encouraging and will not destroy others but will strengthen others. And to all of us who have joined the live and who will watch at some point, the essence of these 20 words, just for you to reflect that when someone calls me Quinta or Anyango or Otieno or whichever, what else can they connect or compare or link or associate with my name? I pray something that is worth blessing others and that is worth my identity as a child of God. I pray that it will not contradict so that, hey, aseme huyo ni kabaya. I pray it's not so. And I pray it will not be so for all of us. And if it's so, we have a room to make a U-turn and to do better and to ensure that our names will always reflect things of God, things that honors God, and even our words, the words that will come out of our mouth every day, it will also reflect who we really are. But thank you so much for joining this live. It's been amazing. Please join again next time and do well to like my lives. Anytime you come across them, my post, my channel, you can subscribe, can share if you are encouraged by a post, one or two, and it goes a long way. But I pray that by the end of the day we will grow together for the glory of God. Bye bye till next time.